Welcome to Better Talks. I'm here today with a special guest, and I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself to us.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. My name is Mutiat Adebowale, and I am a leadership and startup coach, consultant. What I do primarily at the moment is helping female professionals to transition from corporate to entrepreneurship. Prior to that, I was a leadership coach for 12 years, working with people to accelerate their professions but careers, and then seeing the frustration, seeing the toxicity in corporate world. I was first to work with my clients who wanted to transition, and doing that gave them so much comfort, knowing that they can use their full potential, they can be the best version of themselves, not limited, not put in a box. So since then, I've been working with female entrepreneurs or people to move from corporate work to owning and starting their own business so far.
Well, I know it's not easy working in the corporate world as a professional, and now you're tired, or maybe you just want something completely different. My question to you is, what are some of the reasons why professionals in the corporate world wake up one morning and decide to go into starting their own business?
A number of things. It just could be because they feel frustrated working in corporate. They feel they're not seen, they're not heard, or they feel that they're not using the most of their potential, or they just wake up and say, you know what, I can do better. I've got this beautiful idea, and I think that if I nurture this idea, if I find somebody to help me grow this idea, I can do well, impact other people, make a difference in the world. So many reasons like that. It's just, or sometimes I'm tired. I want to look after my health. I want to look after myself. I want more freedom. I want to spend more time with my family members. I want to spend more time with my loved ones. I want to use my time and be the driver, the owner of my destiny, and just push myself forward as much as possible. So a number of reasons for people wanting to transition and start their own business.
That's a good point that you mentioned, that people are looking for freedom. Because I thought you were going to mention more money, because professionals in the corporate world tend to make quite a lot of money. Sometimes money might not be one of the reasons why they want to start their own business. I've noticed that most people would like that freedom to have that time for themselves and their family. And sometimes people are just tired and frustrated with the same old. They want something new. Sometimes they have that burning desire or that vision or that idea that one day they're looking forward to implement.
Yeah, what I wanted to say, it was a good thing you talked about money, because what happens is, what I tend to let people know is, when you are in sync, like you vibrate on that level that allows you to be who you are or do the things that you love. You see, money is an attraction. Money will come to you, but you have to place yourself on that pedestal. Remember, money is a thing that comes to you based on where you place yourself, the network you place yourself in, the way you talk to people, the way you show up. Money will come to you. So I tend to talk to my people not to put money at the base, because otherwise you'll be chasing money. Money will not flow to you. So it comes from that mindset as well.
That's a unique perspective about money. That just focus on what you want and what you love, and then money will just attract itself. That's interesting. One question that I've always been thinking about, especially when it comes to starting your own business, is that what it takes to venture into that adventure. I know entrepreneurship, the word itself means to take risk. And I know at times people just think that starting your own business is something easy. I have started multiple businesses. I have failed 3 of them, And I always tell people this, that when you start your own business, you need to have a plan. You need to have some preparation. I'm pretty sure these corporate professionals, they have some assets, they have some skill sets, they have some resources in their belt, they have some preparation as well as working in a professional environment. So, to your advice or your experience, what are some of the things that you would tell somebody from the corporate world starting your own business, what to look out for? What are the requirements?
Okay, just as you said, sometimes people think, oh, I've been in corporate for 20 years. I think I have the experience, I have the skills, the know-how, I know what I want to do, and I'm going to go for it. It's more than that, obviously. It's way more than that. First, you need to put yourself in that mindset, because the mindset with which you operate in a corporate world is completely different to the one you're going to be operating with when you become an entrepreneur. As you know, in the corporate world, you have like your steady paycheck. You have the routines that you follow. You probably have maybe senior managers. Even if you're a senior manager, you probably have a director or whoever that helps you in terms of, the guidelines, your procedures and your policies. As an entrepreneur, even when you're starting with a team member or some team members, you still have to be the all-in-one. You wear many hats. As you said, you are going to be taking risks. Yeah, calculated risk should be what you're taking. However, even at that, you have to tune yourself completely from the inwards, right, to the outwards, to become so adaptable, to understand that this is a journey of uncertainty, and you're happy to go on the ride following guidelines, maybe plans. You have your business plan, you have people supporting you, ready to work with maybe consultants, coaches, ready to put in the processes, the procedures that you need so that you're able to build and sustain the growth for your business. However, I don't ever advise anyone to just transition. I mean, it's a transition, so which is a process. So you don't just move from, I'm quitting my job today, I'm starting my business tomorrow. No. You put your feet in the water. You want to see how deep it is. You want to have a purpose, because that's something that's going to like ground you. When things are tough, when things are not going the way you want them to go, you have to think, but have something that really anchors you as to, I have to continue this journey. So why are you looking to start a business? Why do you want to start it? What is the greater purpose? What's going to happen to you when you eventually, make this business work, make it happen? How would it affect your life? So you need to be clear on your purpose, because that's what's going to anchor you. As we said, it's never certain. Things will go up and down. It's a roller coaster journey. And when things are rough and tough, how do you stand? How do you motivate yourself to continue to put in the effort and the work that you need to do so that you eventually grow the business? So you need to have a purpose. You need to be very clear on why you're starting the business. And then you then need to apply the systems, the processes. You have to have a plan, a business plan as to, that's the direction in which you want the journey to go. And it is something that you can adapt, but at least you have a guide. When people get into a business without having a real map as to, this is how things may happen, and then you follow the guidelines and the guidance, from either your map, your business plan, your mentors, your specific coach helping you, your consultants, whatever processes you're using. It's just about having those processes, the structures in your business that is going to allow you to sustainably build that business, progressively. So basically, these are the things you need. You need the right mindset, you need the purpose, and you need the structures, you need somebody to help you along the line, or a plan or a direction, at least something to guide your journey into building it into something big, really.
Interesting. I mean, just to sum up what you have said, it's really for you as a corporate individual planning to start your own business. Number one, you need to have a purpose, why, that answers the question, why are you doing what you're doing? And then you need to have the how are you going to get there, which is the plan. That's brilliant. My coach will always tell me that fail to plan, you plan to fail. And he also mentioned something that is very powerful, that work on your business part-time and then work full-time. You saying that you don't just abruptly quit your corporate job and then go dive into the water of entrepreneurship, expecting that things would just work out exactly like how things are in the corporate world. That is deception. So would you also advise that corporate professional that while you're still working in your organization, in your position, in the meantime, work on your business part-time? I mean, like, come up with ideas, come up with the plans, come up with the strategies, and try to see if your idea is marketable. And if it is, and then you slowly but surely transition in a pace that is comfortable for you. Because when you just abruptly abandon or leave everything else behind that you were doing and starting something new, it can be very costly and time consuming.
Exactly. And it can be very frustrating, depressing, if things don't go well. Because let
Yes.
me tell you something. As I said I was working as a coach like many, many years. I started in 2011. That's so many years ago. I was still working at the time. And okay, I was working my full-time job, and then I was doing coaching. So gradually, and it took me a long time to build a profitable coaching business. It took me a lot, like it took me years. So it took me years to build my coaching business. However, whilst I was working in coaching, I got lots of experience. And in 2019, I then said, okay, I'm doing coaching and I want to build another business, which is more people like in coaching is me, except I'm building a big coaching. So it was just me and my VA for my coaching, but I wanted to build a bigger business, and I had experience in social care, so I wanted to build a social care business. And because I was doing my coaching and I was intensifying my efforts in my coaching, it was a business, but then at the time I had to go really source for contracts, working with organizations to do my leadership coaching. So I was having people to work with because I knew that I was doing another business. And that business that I was doing, I had some issues with some of my coaching, and I thought that, okay, I want to focus on this business that I'm doing. And then I stopped my contracts with some of the businesses that I was doing my coaching with. And when I stopped those contracts and decided to face the new business, which was social care business, fully, another 2 months into me saying that I had stopped my contract with other these, I wanted to face really this other my new business. 2 other contracts got stopped. That is the fact that I'm working for myself, but I get contracts from organizations. 2 contracts, I lost those 2 contracts, so I had less to feed on to build a new business. But the good thing was I still had some, but I had less to feed on. That is just to tell you that in entrepreneurship, nothing is certain. You can't, when you're doing your business by yourself for yourself, and you're not like, an employee, a full-time employee of an organization, things will go up and down, up and down, up and down. So, and that is, me already being in business for years. So if you are starting your business, the best thing you want to do is to go to the market slowly, understand your product, understand your market, validate your market, understand that there are people who are ready to pay for the solutions you're bringing to them. And that can only be done slowly, progressively, systematically. So, however you want to do it, depending on what you're bringing to the market, you find your ideal niche, you test them with different products, different services, see how they respond to that, and then you can then trust that your product, your services are in need, and then you can evolve from there, changing things, improving things, innovating from that point on. But the good thing is get into the market slowly, and then you progress. You just take it one step at the time, and then move on that way.
So what's your take on these corporate professionals with the skill set that they have, how can they transfer them into whatever business or idea that they want to implement?
Okay, so just like you said, know what you're good at, understand what you're bringing to the market, understand the services, the product you want to do. If you're packaging your skills, your expertise, depending, regardless of the field, sometimes when people start business, it's either they have ideas, okay, there is a need in the market and I want to create a product. It could be something they've gone through as a problem, or something they battled with one way or the other, and then in their managing the problem, they found a solution and they thought, okay, this solution was really, really scarce. I think I could do, go to the market with what helped me, right? It could be, again, I'm working in corporate. I've been in, like you said, business, marketing, HR, and I want to package my services, accountancy, IT, whatever. I don't want to package my skills, my expertise, my know-how as some sort of a product, some sort of a service. Okay, so what I'm saying is there is no avenue from corporate and there is no skill that you cannot turn into a profitable business. Okay, so getting into the market, as we said, is just testing your ideas, understanding that there are people who actually need what you have, and then going to the process. It is always a learning process, like entrepreneurship and getting into business. You should be open to learning new things, because it's not everybody that gets into business that will understand the systems into it, or the things that you need in terms of, you need to market your products and services, you need to be good with numbers, you need to learn, one, you need to, and this day and age, you need to find people, team members, outsource a little aspect of your business. If you don't have the skills to manage your finances, you can outsource that to somebody, or you can learn, basic, maybe profit and loss or whatever. Okay, managing business. It's a matter of being open to whatever resources that you can have at your disposal that you can use. Okay, so be happy to learn the things that's going to help you. Be happy to use, and these days, you use technology. Use technology to amplify whatever you're doing. The areas and the aspects that you cannot manage within your business. Say, for example, you are somebody, let's say you're coming, even IT, you probably have all of the skills, to do all this maths and do it. Say you're coming from, okay, I did mass communication, right? Say you are a mass communication expert or a media person, and in terms of all you do is like you're a broadcaster, and then you want to package your skills, you want to package your expertise into like a PR company or PR person for people, for example, and you know that you don't know all of this maths, you don't know all of these other things, you probably don't even understand too much of technology. What you want to do is understand the aspect of your skills, your expertise that you want to leverage and make a business. So maybe you're going to have a podcast, you're going to work with other social media companies, you're going to be writing great copies. That is what you're good at. And that is what you're going to take to the market, and find your business people, maybe organizations, talk to them. That is what you're doing. So when it comes to the areas that you don't understand, working with technology, you outsource that. You can always get that online. You cannot edit your interview that you've done, or you cannot work with maths, work in accounting software. You leverage all of that. You use technology. You use other things, other resources at your disposal to buffer what you're doing. What you want to make sure you're doing is whatever you know that you have. If you write great copies, write those copies that no one will see your copy and not say, wow, this is fantastic. I'm going to go with this. This is going to help me. So hone your own skills, improve your skills, know that you are great at what you are doing. And that way, when you package it into a product, a service, no one is going to turn it down. So that's the most important thing, because everything else will come. You can always find technology to help you. You can always find freelancers to help you. You don't have to have a big team. You can always outsource these other things with very little money, and that is going to make you become, the go-to company. You are going to be the brand, the company that people want all of the time. So it's just about understanding that there are resources that you can harness to build a great business.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I mean, we touched quite a lot on the focusing on the skill set, expertise, turning them into a product or service or solution. Now, my question to you is, how can these corporate professionals be able to find their target customers? Or clients, because that can be very hard to know who will like your product or service or solution.
Yeah, I've always heard this saying, visibility is capital, because that's what brings you money. In this time and age, going to those places where your ideal clients will find you is key. Prior, I think years gone by, it used to be people working locally and as in marketing locally and maybe sending flyers to people and doing all sorts of. These days, you just have to go out there and be visible. You need to be unapologetically visible. Showcase what you have on social media. Showcase what you have, bringing yourself out. And because it's a lot easier for you to be on the social media these days, why not leverage that? Speak about what you do. Write about what you do. Get into people's, do emails to people, whatever systems. There are lots of marketing systems that you can use. Be as visible as possible. It's just about being visible and not be afraid to talk about what you do. Not be afraid to bring yourself out. Not be afraid to leverage your skills, to your advantage. Leverage yourself. As I said, these days, these businesses that we're building are built based on you being the brand, as in you, the individual, being the brand. And if you're the brand, the real brand, then you showcase yourself. It used to be big names then. An individual can just take charge of the entire internet by being creative, by wanting to go out there and talk about what they have got. Okay, and maybe just a little bit of systems, maybe a little bit of advertising here or there. And then before you know what you're doing, when you show value to people, when you show you have got what they want, people will naturally, come to you. So it's just about being consistent and showing up with the great value, showing up with information, showing up as you, as the brand, and people, and as I said, consistency. And the more people see you, see what you do, see what you've got to offer, the more they just you attract them. The more you're able to attract the people that you want, naturally, because when you showcase what you have, gradually it begins to reach the people that really need it most. And if you just had one or two, systems and maybe advertising something, and then it just blows it up for you. Small businesses are doing great these days because they're leveraging the social media a lot.
Tell us more about what you do, like in terms of your business, your coaching or consulting business.
Female entrepreneurs, female corporate professionals transition into entrepreneurship. So you've been in corporate for a long time and you're thinking that you have some skills that you want to use in the marketplace that you want to transfer. You're frustrated with the toxicity in the corporate place, or you just think you want more time for yourself, you want more time for your loved ones, or you feel like it looks like you're not adding as much value as you'd want to add to the organization, or the organization is no longer adding value to you as much as you want them to add value to you, and you believe that your potential, right, is not used to the fullest, and you can be more, you can do more. You have some great ideas that you want to turn into some really great reality in your life. That's what I do. I help you to put in the systems, the guides, the map, the direction, how you're going to do it, the structures that you will need to build a thriving business. So that's what I help people to do.
So, what are some of the top transferable skills that you have acquired in your lifetime that you think that whatever you do, these transferable skills, you always apply them?
Whatever I do, first, I'm clear on having a vision. It may seem intangible, but knowing where you want to go, because that way, then you have a map. If you're not there, you're not there, and that drives you. You're having a vision. Be resilient in whatever you're doing. Just be resilient. Understand that things will be tough, but no matter what, you are happy to go on the journey. Be adaptable. When things change, you're ready to change with it. When times are not okay, you're ready to, and adaptable means you're ready to learn new things, you're ready to unlearn new things, you're ready to accept advice, you're open, to whatever is going to bring you progress. You're open to whatever is going to be, moving forward. And lastly, a transferable skill. All of the skills seem intangible, but they're really something that I use. You must be audacious. Yes, be willing to just go for it, be unapologetically. I use that. Be you. Anytime, be ready to break and disrupt barriers. Be audacious, go for it, and do it.